Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on air on Tanya Innovations Africa, and I must welcome all of you. I want to say good morning to those who are in the United States of America. I want to say good afternoon to our colleagues in Europe, BLG family in Europe. I want to say good afternoon to our chairman in Canada, James Castle. But I also want to say good evening to Ugandans, Africans, and especially the people of Busoga after celebrating 83 years of Chabazingaship. Congratulations. We want to congratulate His Royal Highness, the Chabazing of Busoga, upon being on this throne and maintaining stability and ensuring our cultural heritage stands firm. Tonight, my name is Maganda Evans Tabingwa, the head of BLG Africa, also the CEO of Tanya Innovations, a platform that we have brought to Africans and a platform that we're using to communicate to the rest of the world to showcase what we have, what we can do, and also seeking partnerships across the globe to make sure that Africa goes to another level. But also a platform that enables us to get to distinguished people in different countries of the country who can have enough time to explain what they are doing. Because in today's era, we find our social media quite crowded, sometimes with information that doesn't help us, or sometimes we find even TVs and radios, their programs are crowded with specific programs that are not able to avail information that the Wananchis need. So I welcome you on Tanya Innovations Africa. If you have not yet subscribed, please get onto the platform, subscribe, and put your comments there. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I am so happy to let you know the type of guest that we have tonight, Dr. Paul KYALIMPA. Dr. Paul KYALIMPA is the Deputy Director General of Uganda Investment Authority, and he has quite a rich profile that you'll allow me to read just briefly before we even allow him to say hi. Dr. KYALIMPA Paul is a distinguished private and public sector development expert with over 20 years of hands-on experience with government, international development, organizations and business cooperation as an administrator, a manager, a development specialist and consultant. Dr. KYALIMPA is the Deputy Director General with Uganda Investment Authority. So we are speaking to the person or the people who are behind the planning, who are behind the planning for investments in Uganda. And we must say that we are so privileged. Dr. KYALIMPA is in charge of technical directorates, specifically in charge of investment promotion and facilitation. And I want to welcome Dr. Paul KYALIMPA to come and greet the viewers and listeners tonight. Dr. KYALIMPA, you are welcome. Can you greet the viewers and the listeners?
Thank you, Evans, Tanya Innovations Africa. I want to say good morning to those in Europe, United States of America, and other countries. I want to say good evening to the friends in Africa, and I welcome you to this very auspicious presentation that will be touching the part of Africa and focusing on basically the investment opportunities that are available for those who intend to do business in the heart of Africa, the part of Africa, and that's Uganda. You're most welcome, and I thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. KYALIMPA. First of all, we want to thank you so much for the work you're doing in Uganda Investment Authority, and we are very happy to host you tonight. For the benefit of people who could be hearing of Uganda Investment Authority for the first time, either those who are outside the country, or for people who could be getting information for the first time, could you briefly tell us the mandate or what Uganda Investment Authority does, just briefly?
Sure. Uganda Investment Authority is your one investment destinations point for investment information, for investment license processing, for investment facilitation, for accessing the investment incentives, and helping you to handhold you and support you throughout your journey of investment in Uganda, the heart of Africa, the power of Africa. So when you want to invest in Africa and in Uganda, the heart of Africa, you reach out to us and we support you for it is our, you are supported from the time you initiate your investment idea, the time you register your business, the time you seek any clearance from government, from the East African countries of the countries in Africa, and support you throughout your investment journey. Make sure that your investment is successful, sustainable, and profitable. Welcome to Uganda Investment Authority, the one-stop center for investment promotion and facilitation in Uganda, the part of Africa.
Thank you very much, Dr. KYALIMPA Paul, for those introductory remarks. I think that gives our viewers and the listeners a chance to appreciate what Uganda Investment Authority stands for. Okay, I think one of the things that we can start with, and which has been a little bit, I wouldn't say contentious, but I think it's because many people did not understand. We recently had the Dubai Expo 2020, and we had quite a number of people involved, and we are also reliably informed that you are part and parcel of the committee that made these things happen. Could you briefly tell us the progress with the Dubai Expo, whether as Uganda we are benefiting out of it? And number two, we are told that the Dubai Expo is still going till February of this month. I think it's maybe end of this month. Could you briefly give us an update about what has so far been done, or the progress that we have made with the Dubai Expo 2020? And if there are people that were involved whom we can appreciate.
Thank you. Thank you, Evan, and our listeners, and our viewers. Uganda is the organizer of the World Dubai 2020 Expo. So at the heart of the Dubai 2020 Expo is Uganda, that has played a key role in coordinating other countries by working with UAE, the host, to ensure that the world is coming together, showcase trade and investment opportunities. And for Uganda, Uganda Investment Authority, the investment stop center, has been working with Uganda Export Promotion Board under Dr. Eli, who is the Commissioner General of the Dubai 2020 Expo. We have been working with the Uganda Tourism Board. We have been working with all the Office of the Prime Minister, the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Trade, Parliament of Uganda, and virtually all government institutions. And also, we have been working closely with private sector foundation and other business enterprises, organizations, and companies to showcase Uganda's potential for investment and trade opportunities. By and large, we have been able to showcase our opportunities, especially in agriculture and agro-industrialization, focusing on value addition and export. We have showcased our tourism and natural resource potentials for investment. We have showcased how Uganda is blessed and gifted by nature, right from the location in the heart of Africa to being a peaceful country, to being the most entrepreneurial country, to being land connected, to being having the most favorable climate for working conditions, as well as tourism, as well as having the most hospitable people, as well as having the most innovative people and learned people who are adaptive to working environment in Africa and the world. So we are blessed that we also had Uganda Airlines exhibiting, which is our national carrier, with the brand new airlines, which have put Uganda to the map, and with other airlines which are connecting from Entebbe International Airport, connecting to the rest of the world. Uganda has been opened up to investment and trade opportunities. As Uganda Investment Authority, we have been able to sign off deals worth $800 million, and with there are more opportunities that are coming on board, and some of those investment opportunities and the business companies have already registered and have already touched the base in Uganda, and we are facilitating them to start their businesses. And I've had a lot of business to business, engage our business partners, having their business proposals taken up by new business partners who have been identified from Dubai Expo. So, and we have had people who have had their Expo's products now accessing international market due to having partners, business partners in Dubai. And more opportunities are emerging beyond the 2020 Expo. So we are looking forward to the final lap by the end of this month to finalize, to close off the Expo physically, but technically and operationally, the Expo will continue in terms of business engagements. And this was an opportunity to showcase Uganda and the whole of Africa, that Uganda is the premier investment destination as well as trade destination for Africa. So once again, we are the organizers and champions of the 2020 Dubai Expo 2020.
Thank you.
So welcome aboard the the Dubai 2020 Expo. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. KYALIMPA. Just allow me to appreciate, I think $800 million is quite something. And I think that denotes the success that you have made in that. And we want to thank you for the effort. Allow me just acknowledge some members online who have made some comments. Mr. Joe Shibambo from Johannesburg. Good afternoon, stroke, good evening all. It's an honor and privilege to be amongst you and looking forward to hear from Dr. Paul. My name is Joe Shibambo from South Africa. Stephen Chizito from Zambia. I am following. Thank you very much, Stephen. Francis Bale. Privileged to hear from you, Doctor. It's Francis from Uganda. Asimwe Ivan, tuning in. Sema David. I'm too excited how Tanya Innovation is handling the tech world with the various partners on board. Thank you so much for those who are online and those who have sent in the comments. Yeah, Dr. KYALIMPA, we've managed to talk about the Dubai Expo. We're now interested to know from you about the uniqueness of Uganda as a tourism destination. Could you be able to explain these unique aspects to those who are listening, to the investors who want to do these investments? What are some of these key areas of tourism that we can boast about, or we can say that Uganda has? So many times we have heard Uganda is the best destination. I think in 2015 or 16, we were told it was the fifth. It was the fifth best destination. What is this that is so good about Uganda that we need to be proud of?
Thank you. I will take you through why Uganda is the preferred investment destination, both for trade, investment, as well as specific investments in tourism. First and foremost, Uganda is at the heart of Africa. When you compare the distance from Cairo to Uganda and South Africa to Uganda, is the same distance. So Uganda is at the heart of Africa, and therefore with over 1.4 billion market, you can be able to serve all the African market when you do an investment in Uganda. When it comes to the cost of labor for those in production and operation, even in service industry, Uganda's labor is highly competitive in terms of cost to the region, and has both skilled and semi-skilled labor, and with production operation costs not exceeding $440 US. So we have the lowest cost of living for expats, and Uganda is the sixth best country in the world for making friends, especially abroad. Uganda is secure and open to foreign direct investors. All sectors in Uganda are fully liberalized for investors, and foreign ownership of investment is permitted, including when you make your profits, you are able to repatriate it and when you make profits in other countries, you are free to return the profits to Uganda. Furthermore, Uganda is globally competitive, and according to the Global Competitive Index, it is ranked as one of the most entrepreneurial countries in the world. Now, when it comes to security and safety, Uganda is the most secure and safe country in the Great Lakes region, in East and Central Africa. It has greater weather, which is pleasant throughout the year, with an average temperature of 22 degrees Celsius, which is good for human stay, living, and working. Uganda is the most open country in terms of visa access in Africa, and is one of the fastest growing destinations in the world for leisure travel. And the government of Uganda has the highest commitment to investor facilitation and promotion, as well as providing the incentives required. And when you are in Uganda, you are sure you can access the rest of the world, because we have global international airlifts, as well as water, as well as road transport network. So by and large, we have investment opportunities in agro-industrialization, especially agro-processing and agribusiness. We have a lot of opportunities in tourism, setting up infrastructure and accommodation. We also have investment opportunities in mineral value addition, renewable energy, which includes also oil and gas, information communication technology, electronics, pharmaceutical, as well as health. Now, specifically for agriculture, we have value addition in coffee, which is the leading value export earning commodity in Uganda, cotton, cocoa, fruits and vegetables, maize, fish, and other aquatic products. So you have a lot of investment opportunities in processing plants, in storage facilities for these agricultural products, in transport and logistics, in farm inputs, in plant and machinery. And when, other than agriculture, we have also opportunities, as you will know, in investment, especially in the area of tourism. When you talk about Uganda, you are talking about the world's primate country. Uganda has the largest mountain gorilla population in the world, consisting of 54% of all the world mountain gorillas. Remember, the world has over has 900 gorillas, but Uganda has over 400 of these 900 gorillas in the world.
Wow.
Now, there are over 5,000 chimpanzees found in Uganda, and Uganda has the best climate for any tourist who would want to come in Uganda. Now, besides that, when we go still in terms of investment in tourism, Uganda is the top birding paradise in the world.
Come again?
And it has over 1,000 bird species. When you go to the tourism destinations, we have Queen Elizabeth National Park, which has over 605 species. Bwindi Impenetrable National Park has been voted Africa's #1 birding site. When we go to marine tourism, we have a lot of lakes, rivers, and islands, which provide a lot of opportunities for bungee jumping, whitewater rafting, sport fishing, canoeing, water sport excellence, beaches, wing surfing, alpine adventure, and nature trails. Now, for those who want to invest in marine investment opportunities, we have Lake Victoria, which is the largest freshwater body. And next to Lake Victoria, we have Sessa Islands, which has 84 islands that provide ideal location for luxury accommodation facilities and recreation facilities. And as Uganda Investment Authority, we have done feasibility studies and established that the luxury accommodation and recreation facilities on any of the 84 islands have a return of 45%, meaning that for every $1 you invest, the minimum you'll get 45 cents for every $1 you invest. And the capital you require here to invest is only 100, the minimum capital is $150,000. When we come to the equator, Uganda is one of those countries which is blessed where the equator passes. And we can set up hotels, recreation facilities, recreation parks, water sports, including sport fishing and boat cruises along the equator line. So these also provide you the same investment opportunities and 45% return on investment. For every 45 cents, for every $1, you'll be able to earn 45 cents. Now, the other opportunities are in mining, especially minerals processing. The key specific opportunities are in establishment of salt processing factory, limestone mining, development of copper and cobalt mines. We have also identified 10 uranium sites, which are important for the investment. We also have opportunities in infrastructure, especially the road infrastructure, the roads, the railway, and the water network. These are virgin areas. ICT parks provide incubation centers and business process outsourcing, as well as innovation centers. Industrial parks set up. Uganda, as I said, is liberalized, as all its sectors are liberalized. So we provide you special economic zones in these industrial parks, and you're exempted from a lot of taxes, especially for export. Also, we have opportunities in human capital development, especially in vocational science and technology institutions. When you set up an education or science institution or vocational institution or technology institution in Uganda, you serve the whole greater part of Africa, especially the East Africa, the Great Lakes region, and the rest of the Africa. So you can also set up specialized hospitals. They are lacking here, and incubation centers for ICT. Now, specifically, those are the investment opportunities which are available, and many more on contact, as I will be able to share with you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It seems if it was not an issue of time, you'll still have a very, very long list.
Sure.
But I want to thank you for that clear elaboration of the opportunities available. I would think that there we have been talking about opportunities for those possibly who are from outside who want to invest in Uganda. And I'm so happy about the 84 islands. I'm also involved partly in tourism in Busoga down there. I would like you now to put some, okay, before we go to this, we have an investor who is interested in investing in renewable energy. You know, as part of BLG, we have an amalgamation of companies, both from Uganda and Europe. We have quite a network in Europe that we partner with to do a number of things. And on our platform, we have talked to a number of investors, but this particular one is interested in the area of renewable energy and low-cost housing. His service is twofold. One, he wants to offer the unique technology of offering low-cost houses. That is in case we have projects in that direction. Number two, he also has technology from South Korea in the area of renewable energy. So on one side, how would you advise such a person? Because he has already presented his interest, and we are looking at now making inroads to come and do that offer. Now, on the other side, he's looking for areas for projects that are already, I mean, where feasibility study has been carried out, where he can look for resources from his country to come and invest. I would like to use this opportunity for you to respond on that, and then maybe we find where we could start on those particular areas.
Thank you very much, Tanya Innovations. One of the most welcome areas of investment that is highly profitable and in high demand is renewable energy in Uganda.
Okay.
I can confirm that as Uganda Investment Authority, we have done feasibility studies in renewable energy. One of the areas for renewable energy which has been done is the conversion of waste to biogas and converting biogas to electricity. And this area, under the means of energy, there's a complete feasibility study, and the government is willing to partner with the investor through a public-private partnership by providing the required initial capital as a way of de-risking and also incentivizing the investment to make sure that as we generate power and energy from the waste, we are cleaning our environment from the hazardous waste. We have also done feasibility studies in solar, and there are a number of companies and the available opportunities in our industrial parks for solar or renewable energy companies, where we provide you free land to be able to set up your facility for renewable energy. There are unlimited opportunities, but for all the renewable energy investments, they are free from tax for 20 years, and all the equipment and facilities you import to set up these renewable energy facilities or plants, they're exempted from tax. And the studies you undertake and the training and other scientific studies are also exempted from tax. And as a country, Uganda provides up to 40% of the investment to accelerate investment in this area, and after which, an agreed period of like 5 to 10 years, the government is able to sell its shares to the private company or the investor, so that the investor now can continue profitably to run the enterprise. So we have a special arm of government called Uganda Development Corporation, which supports or works with private investors and public-private partnership. For those investments where the private companies have limited capital, or those which have a longer return on investment in terms of payback period, the government is willing to facilitate by in form of partnership by working with the private investors in these areas. So anyone, any investor who needs to work with the government, who needs to invest in this area is much welcome, and we will have complete feasibility studies showing the internal rate of return, profitability levels, capex, apex, to ensure that we guide you and support you in a well-researched and guided investment. So the investors are most welcome. Thank you.
So much, Dr. KYALIMPA, for that exhaustive explanation. I think, in fact, immediately we finish this, I'll be able to share this interview with the concerned parties. And I'm very sure that we shall be knocking on your door to see how we could be able to carry this to conclusion. Now, I have members online.
But we have some investment incentives.
Yes.
For all the investors in Uganda who are both local as well as those coming from other countries. And I wanted to mention some of them by sector.
Oh, okay. Maybe just before you come to that, allow me read some few comments because that's also important.
Yes.
I would like to acknowledge Mr. Kiza Robert. He says, thanks for the program. Thank you, Doctor, for those explanations. Faith Atieno from Miracle of Faith Family. Thank you, Faith. We can listen to you. We've heard you too. Jonathan Ngaboyeka says thank you. Charles Molinda says, Doctor, thanks for the insights on the investment opportunities in Uganda. Kindly align us on challenges briefly as well. Kasalu Daniel says, I'm following. Thank you, Daniel. Kefa Kawanguzi, thanks Evans for this innovative way of finding solution to our problems. Thank you, Kefa, and I appreciate you for being online. So, Doctor, before you go to the incentives, somebody is talking about that you should at least also talk about the challenges. Are there any challenges you are facing as investment authority?
I would say the first challenge you have as an investor in Uganda, that you may get lost in investment opportunities. That's the first challenge. But you have tried to demystify that by addressing, by profiling for you the investment opportunities in terms of rate of return, profitability, as well as the capital requirements. We have tried to also to look at other aspects of the investment challenge, which previously was having too much raw materials for the investors. Now, where the investor has less capital, does not have adequate capital, and there are a lot of raw materials from the locals, government comes in to support you, to partner with you, up to a maximum of 40% of the investment, to make sure the local materials are fully utilized. And that was one of the challenges. The other part was power, cost of power. Now, we have addressed that by directly delivering power to the industrial parks from the dam directly. And the cost of power now has moved to 5 cents. The other aspects, you'll find maybe the challenge is that we are too competitive in terms of those other incentives, and they provide you incentive, like for example, 10-year tax holiday, which makes you just get addicted to staying in Uganda and investing in Uganda. So once you come to Uganda, you just attract more investors here. Maybe that is the syndrome you will catch. Thank you.
Okay, Doctor, that's. I'm so shocked that the problems you are talking about look like only celebrations that investors would be able to undergo when they come here. Okay, so Doctor, now could you briefly dive into the incentives? And I think I would like you to do, like I've told you, Tanya Innovation has about 135 companies here, small, medium companies that we work with. And I remember for those who are in agribusiness, we've been requesting them to work hand in hand with the Uganda Bureau of Standards to standardize their produce and merchandise. What are some of these incentives, both for local and external investors?
Thank you. The first incentive is Uganda Investment Authority, where you come as a one-stop center for investment, where we facilitate you to register your business registration. We give you also tax registration, also do trade or business registration, Also provide you support in terms of standardization, certification, as well as advice. We also do environmental impact assessment and as advisory. We help you in the same location or one place, both physical as well as online, to address your immigration services. Also provide you free zone certificates. We also provide you one-stop center for all utilities you require for power, water, as well as land acquisition and application, as well as verification. And as well as for those who are in tourism, there's a conservation or tourism desk, which is both online, the portal, as well as facilitating you. So the first opportunity is accessing one-stop center for all services for investment facilitation and promotion. Now, in other sectors, like in agriculture, you get 10 years tax holiday for those who are in agro-processing or value addition. And we also provide you free land in the industrial parks. And the products. Also for all the import duty on plant and machinery for agro-processing, you are exempted from all import duty. So your machines, the equipment, as well as the experts that will come with you on board, there are no taxes charged. Zero rated for machinery and equipment, as well as the repairs that you utilize. For all agricultural inputs, they're exempted for import duty, as well as value-added tax. So there are no taxes, especially by and large, for agriculture sector value addition. Okay. For those in the tourism, for all the equipment for construction of tourism facilities, be it hotel, recreation facilities, as well as the transport equipment, including vehicles, are all exempted from import duty. All furniture, fixtures, equipment for hotel facilities, as well as tourism, are also exempted from import duty. As well as VAT, value-added tax, is exempted on all accommodation in the tourism hotels, lodges, which are located across the various tourism sites in Uganda. So for those who have to do the training of human resources to build the capacity, we have 100% tax, the training tax, and 100% tax allowable on all the costs you incur. If you are going to do scientific research, whatever research, you also tax exempted on all research studies. For those industrial parks, which is we give you land for free, we give you 10 years tax holiday, free land, and access to power, water, as well as the roads. So the rest of the incentive, we will add you based on the request. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. KYALIMPA, for that exhaustive explanation about the incentives. I have some comments here from Mr. Kasalu Daniel. I'm following. Thank you, Daniel. We have Olive K says, thanks to Tanya Innovations for inviting Dr. KYALIMPA. The program is very informative, even for me as a Ugandan living in Geneva. Thank you very much, Olive, Geneva, Switzerland. Yefe Siwe Muheirwe, thanks for the program. Ojok Julius, we need more of this so that our people know that we have what it takes. Obonyo Martin, following from Uganda. Kefa Kawanguzi asks, Doctor, what investment opportunities are there in Eastern Uganda, especially the Busoga region?
Oh, that is enormous. Let me mention only a few. Busoga region is endowed by nature. One, when you talk about the source of the Nile, you'll find it in Jinja. The Nile is the longest river. And now on that Nile, you do rafting. You have the Jinja as a tourism city, as an industrialization city. So when you come to Jinja, we have an industrial park for those who want to do export-oriented industries. In the Jinja, you have cultural sites for the Chabazinga. You have a lot of agricultural land for agro-industrialization and value addition. In Busoga, you will find a lot of opportunities, especially for tourism in terms of forests and other reserves, where you can put up tourism, hotels, lodges, and other recreation centers. Jinja or Busoga is the land for tourism, entertainment, industrialization, source of the Nile, as well as having the longest river, which originates in the world, starting from the Nile. And therefore, Jinja, Busoga at large has the most hopeful people and the most interesting culture, including the traditional dances that are the most impressive, which are annually held at the source of the Nile, with support from MTN Uganda and other partners. So annually there is a cultural gala at the source of the Nile, which is held, and now it is only interrupted by COVID. It is called Nyege Nyege. So if you want to participate in the world's most social interactive event, Nyege Nyege, I think after the COVID, it will resume. It will be in Jinja, Busoga, the source of the Nile, and you have the most interesting dances, cultural dances in the world from Uganda, from Busoga. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kyalimpa. We seem to be running out of time, but will allow me to read two comments. Obonyo Martin, I am a student and I'm really learning a lot from this program. Thank you, Mr. Evans and Doctor. William Wogali says, thank you, Doctor. And okay, William Wogali, I think after we have talked to Busoga, is now asking, which investment opportunities in healthcare are there in Bugisu sub-region? Joshua Kaziba says, tuned in from Bulunguli. I'm learning a lot. Thank you, Joshua. William Ouma from Kenya, Kakamega, Mumias, listening. Thank you so much, William. Regards to people in Kenya. I think a major question comes to you, Doctor, about investment opportunities in Bugisu sub-region.
Yes. Now, in Bugisu, Bugisu, that is Mbale, is the capital, is the city of Bugisu sub-region. Now, in the Bugisu sub-region, in Mbale specifically, you have the famous falls. It's Sipi Falls. Then you have the famous block mountain.
Mount Elgon.
Where you can do Mount Elgon, where you can do climbing of the mountain climbing. You also have favorable weather, especially the forests around the mountainous areas, the valleys, as well as the shrubs. You have the most hospitable people in the Bugisu, and specifically in Mbale, which is the city. you have Malewa, the unique source or food for that area, which comes from a special plant, that is bamboo. So they make the special sauce, which is a delicacy of that area called the Malewa. Now, also in Bugisu, you will find the most innovative, interesting and exciting culture and cultural dance of the Masaba, which is a traditional dance, very unique and the most entertaining. And in Bugisu, you'll find the most hospitable or loving and welcoming people around the globe. So in Bugisu, that's the land of happiness, it's the land of the mountain areas, the land of the sea forests, and it is the land of agriculture, especially for coffee growing, which earns Uganda the largest foreign exchange of all the crops and exports in Uganda. So Bugisu provides the backbone in terms of export to Uganda, and has the most innovative culture and dance called the Gisu dance, and as well as the delicacy called the Malewa. So those are the opportunities in the Gisu sub-region.
Oh, okay. You deserve an award. No, but I think I saw you receiving an award. Which award did you receive again? I think from the president.
Narubale award.
Narubale award. For the benefit of the listeners, what is Narubale award about? To whom is it given?
The Narubale award is the highest award to an individual who has made the highest contribution towards nationalism, as well as providing achievement, contributing to national achievements for the country that promotes nationalism and patriotism by and large.
Wow. Thank you. Congratulations, Dr. KYALIMPA. I want to really thank you for this evening. I think we are in the last minutes of our program. I can say that we have benefited a lot, but you will allow me to, there's a question that was sent by one member from, I think, Busoga, because they were sending questions in the chat. This member says they are trying to carry out research to have evidence that can help them to plan for Busoga as an area. However, they are saying they are getting challenges with the statistics that are available from investors and different companies around Busoga. And I told him that to Dr. KYALIMPA, this is a cup of tea. I am sure that if this has been a problem, we are going to have it solved. Can you assure us on air that an issue of getting data about employees, an issue of getting data about businesses in that area is something that can readily be availed by Uganda Investment Authority?
Thank you. As Uganda Investment Authority, we have profiled all sub-regions and regions in Uganda and have identified the investment opportunities that are favorable, and we have gone ahead for especially now in the new area of tourism. We have already started the procurement process of undertaking feasibility studies for those specific tourism investments where the individual investors may have limited capital, but where government is going to provide the fund and they work with the indigenous as well as the foreign investors to invest in tourism sites, such as cultural sites, including water rafting, including transport on water and other many areas. So we have profiled different regions for investment opportunities. So what the prospective investor needs to do is to link up with Uganda Investment Authority, link up with me, link up with us, to provide him or her with these profiles, as well as tap in the new survey, especially in the area of tourism around Busoga, that we are going to undertake with government by Uganda Investment Authority to support especially development of tourism opportunities within the Busoga sub-region. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. KYALIMPA. We've literally come to an end of this program, but we really want to thank you for sparing time. I know you have a busy schedule, but as part of the working ethics of Tanya Innovations, trust me, we have a strict policy on follow-up. Every word that you have spoken here, every incentive that you have spoken, we work hand in hand with our members. We drill into the country, we drill into our partners across the globe, and I'm sure that we shall be at your door. Keep your door open, and we hope that we can, through this type of engagements, make the change that we want to see in Africa and in Uganda in particular. I would like you to give in some closing remarks, in case you have any, to our listeners and viewers.
Thank you. If anyone wants to make a profitable investment, sustainable investment, a secure investment, in especially agro-industrialization or agriculture, in tourism, in water transport, in recreation facilities, in entertainment, in natural resource exploitation, in minerals, in ICT, Uganda is your preferred investment destination, and Uganda Investment Authority is your one center incentive to provide you the required services to facilitate you to register, to start up, to get all the incentives, to get access to African market and international markets, access to Africa continental market, to Europe, to European Union, because Uganda has good relationship with the whole world, and it's the most to live in due to weather, and the country that is at the heart of Africa, where you produce here in Uganda, you have produced the heart of Africa, and you can serve the rest of the Africa and the world, and your investment is secure, since you can be able to expatriate your profits, to bring even more capital and invest more. Welcome to the part of Africa.
You know that as Tanya Innovation, we work hand in hand with Business Live Global in Europe. We usually have networking events every month. I'm sure we shall keep you posted on such types of meetings, and where you have things that you want to pass across to our market in Europe. We have a network of so many businesses in Europe, which we think that it could be an important target in terms of what we are doing. We're ready to support you on that. We have a list of investors who have been making a number of queries in Africa, and since we're in Uganda, I am also sure that I'm going to touch base with you for us to make a detailed plan of how we can utilize people who want to support in this area. In Busoga area in particular, as you have seen, there have been many questions in that area. They have come up with what they call Busoga Consortium, and I think they have put a detailed framework of what they want to do. So still, we shall be able to get in touch with you locally. I want to thank you. God bless you, and have a good night. And we thank all our viewers. We thank all the listeners. Thank you for listening. And we hope that there is one or two things that we have been able to speak in your life that can create the change. As you can see, Dr. KYALIMPA looks like he's a free doorman. Please get in touch. If you have a project, you have an idea, he has a free door, we could be able to speak through that and see what happens. You can get in touch with the Tanya Innovations at Business Global for purpose of networking. God bless you all. Have a good night. Thank you and bye-bye.